You are now listening to Lipstick and Lies, the podcast, where we engage in honest, uncensored discussions about love, relationships, life misconceptions, social news, and the latest gossip. Hosted by Yola H, LA from the A, and SWAT Chick. Set your alarms to catch this vibe.
Yes, catch a vibe, baby.
Because every Wednesday, we're live at 9. Don't forget to visit our website at lipstickandlies.com for all streaming platforms, events, and updates. That's lipstickandlies.com. Now sit back and relax and get ready for Lipstick and Lies, the podcast.
Everybody lies.
And we're back.
What's up, y'all?
What's up?
What's going on? It's your girl LA
From the A.
Yeah, I'm in here.
This is SWAT Chick, Southwest Atlanta Chick. And it's your girl Yola. And I'm in the building. Boom. Booyaka. And we got somebody special sitting right next to me. Go ahead and tell the people who you are.
Dr. Barber.
Dr. Barber.
Yeah.
It's in the building.
Thank you.
Big Dr. Barber. Listen, y'all don't know. Y'all gonna find out today. Y'all gonna learn about it.
Yeah, and we found out we was more familiar than what we thought we were. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Atlanta is a small place. It's just really a small place.
Keep telling
especially if you're from old Atlanta. You
I
always
keep
run into
telling
people
folks.
that you know, right?
And because Atlanta is small, stop moving here. Stay where you at. Atlanta's not real.
Hey,
Please
real
and thank
cool.
you.
you came on our side of town. We was fine. You
Listen,
you
Atlanta.
came on our side of town.
I didn't say nothing about your side. I said Atlanta as a whole. As a
Y'all come
Don't-
to Atlanta. It's opportunities for Black people.
if you
Let's
move,
come.
you can
Come
move to
here.
Georgia. Don't move to Atlanta. There's a difference.
Move to Fairburn.
You know what?
Fairburn got full first.
Move to Union City.
Unfortunately.
Okay, they got all their stuff at one city hall. Period. Let's go.
Cool.
So, but did y'all catch Renaissance this weekend and it rolled out? It
Yes.
did $1 billion on the first day. Well, opening weekend, $1 billion.
She don't need no more money, but
Shout out
it
to
was
Beyonce.
nice.
It was.
I can
It was
wait.
great. It was great. She don't need no more money.
I missed the concert and the movie.
Yeah, but it was great. Well, it's the documentary. I want to consider.
So it's a documentary.
It was a concert. It was the after concert. You missed it. Did you catch it, Trap? Do you like Beyonce?
I didn't catch
She's
it.
a beat.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't catch it.
What they call it? She's a beehiver. What
Yeah.
you call it?
Honorary.
I knew you were
Certified. So, so what else happened this week? What kind of current events y'all know about? What
Man,
happened?
Diddy stay in the trouble. There's some more people coming
Oh
out.
yeah.
about Diddy.
He
So-
said he did not do it. He gave me Eddie Long vibes.
Listen. This the problem with that whole situation. Just because he paid Cassie off,
Mhm.
that don't mean
He gonna
that
pay all y'all.
he gonna pay all y'all.
Okay.
But that goes back to what I said when we first talked about it. Had you paid Cassie the first time she asked, you wouldn't have these problems.
Please turn it.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I don't
Hey,
know why
Going
everybody
off over here.
wants to call me.
It wouldn't be a problem. But listen, I mean, now people feel comfortable saying he did that to them too. It's the Me Too movement all over again.
Absolutely.
I told y'all, did it brush my shoulder back in '92?
I know.
So-
you told me I can go on stand with you for 25,000.
We can do it. Let's do it.
I was there, Your Honor.
Boy, a lot don't care who tell it, right?
What
They
you
don't.
think, Trump?
They don't.
Well, Creekside going to the championship. Family Jordan.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Creekside.
right. So do you still
Segue.
What the fuck?
I still,
Cheer on.
yeah,
We can make a beeline.
We gonna talk about that.
definitely.
No, we talk about that, Trump. You got to have an opinion about the law.
About the law?
Yeah.
Well,
Are black men unjustly prosecuted in America?
yes. Well, I'm past the talking stage. We're in the midst
doing
of changing laws.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so what laws you trying to change?
I partnered with Impact with Dr. Wynn. She was shackled during her pregnancy while she was in federal custody.
Uh-huh.
She fell and had a miscarriage. She
Oh,
did 6.5 years. So she just changed that law about 3 years ago where the women will no longer be shackled. and non-medical people would be in the room while the pregnant women are delivering their babies while incarcerated. We also just
That's
did
good.
an
Go
SB.
shout out to Dr. Wynn.
Absolutely. And for the state of Georgia, when you're on probation after 3 years, you're fined and your probation will be expunged
Oh.
after 3 years.
After 3 years?
After 3
Yeah,
years.
no
in
trouble.
Georgia, but that's federal or is that state?
That's state.
It's just statewide.
But federal gonna be
That's
parole.
Okay, well, yeah. So federal parole, y'all trying to do initiatives?
No, we
for
doing
that
it.
too?
We
Oh,
doing
y'all
it,
are
yeah.
doing that too?
Yes, ma'am.
That's man, shout out to you, man.
Okay.
That big trap. This definitely
That's-
big trap. I mean,
that's-
big Dr. Barber right
Thank you,
here.
thank you.
Big Dr. Barber right here. Because he ain't saying we ain't talking, we doing. So action do speak louder than words.
Absolutely.
I love
Right.
to see it.
So I want to go back though, because there's a reason why Dr. Barber is doing what he's doing, right? So let's take it back to the beginning. And can you just go on and tell us your story of how you got to this place of just being an advocate with the youth and getting these laws and everything changed and actually just helping our people all around together.
Well, I was impacted by the justice system in a negative and a positive way. By me going to trial for murder, knowing that the ballistics showed that my 50 caliber gun wasn't the caliber bullet that was inside of the deceased young man. And that also was shot with the same caliber that he was shot with. But they weren't trying to free me. They wanted to convict me on anything. So they gave me 15 for aggravated assault and 5 for my weapon that they never found. And I got 20 years consecutive. I ended up serving 10. And in the process of me going through that, after my money was exhausted with the lawyers and appeals and habeas corpus and writ of certiorari, I had to just stand on it and do that time and wait on them doors up. And I came home. I was determined to reach back and go back and help as many brothers and sisters as possible.
Right.
And it took me about 5 years to get my life back on track, get right with my kids and my family, and get focused. And so that's why I'm here now, sitting in this position as Dr. Barber, as the Lifetime Achievement Award from Joe Biden, as the Rights Award 2022 from Atlanta, and just got my program of leadership in 13 schools, and also partnering with Fulton County Judicial System, the CAB and COB, and going back into the prisons, speaking, taking my sons back into prisons, showing the men what fatherhood looks like after indictment. So for me, I'm that light of hope to so many people that are in a dark place where I've been before.
So do they receive you when you come with the message?
Yeah, they have no choice. I'm one of them.
Right. You do speak the language. So did you get counseling? Did you seek counseling?
Yes.
So how important was counseling in your redemption?
I had to get over a lot of my traumas, growing up without my father, growing up, watching my mom work, struggle, growing up enlightening in the projects, and going to prison, being shot, being thrown out of vehicles, so many different things, broken relationships, failed marriage, disappointing my kids, became an absent father, so many things that I had to deal with mentally inside of the prison that I couldn't really talk about because everybody had their own issues, but to come home, get professional help really set me free and put me on another path.
I agree. I think counseling does help
Absolutely.
to deal with the childhood traumas that we experience. So does that help you when you see someone that's just acting out? Does that help you understand like this ain't really them? They dealing with something deeper than what I'm seeing on the surface?
Yeah, absolutely. See, I had my clinicals in prison mentoring the men, and I come home and get my certification in behavioral specialist, so I can tie in the professional part, so I can be licensed to mentor professionally the youth as well as the adults.
Okay.
So my question is, when
You got one more question?
I got quite a few questions.
Okay, cool.
But a question I have is, because I already know how it is when you start to elevate in life and you start to change your life and you start to do better or do different things, those same people that you used to hang with can't go with you, right? So when you did come back home and you were around people, when that maybe you might have been doing what you was doing with, how did they receive you? Like, were you able to impact them as well, or were those just people that you had to get away from and just start anew?
Well, now when they came around me, I was anew. my conversation, my stance, and the zero tolerance for anything illegal going on around me that would take me away from my kids again. And so they respected me before I left, and they definitely respected me when I came home. And just seeing how I had really changed, and they thought it was a game at first, was finesse, but over the years they see me continue to progress in the legal field, in the academic field, and even with my programming, with my clothes, the book, the documentary, the doctorate degree, everything I was doing, they knew I was in that same trap.
Yeah, that's great.
And you also give back to the community. Like you took some autistic kids fishing.
Yes. That was on Sunday.
That was Sunday. So how was that?
That was great. My pillar event is Sunday, where I take the boys without fathers to the lake, due to the fact that I wasn't able to take my boys to the lake until I had to come from prison, but never gone with my father. We had like 140 kids this year, like 500 people at the Berry County Ranch in the city of South Fulton.
Yeah. And you are always looking for donations and volunteers for those events.
Absolutely.
So we're going to post that information on our website and on our Facebook and all of our socials. But does that give you a sense of fulfillment in doing those things?
It does, because at the end of the day, I still have blood on my hands.
So, okay.
You know, a life was taken due to my participation, how you want to look at it. And, you know, you can ask and beg for forgiveness, but for me, it's in my actions that I demand forgiveness.
So technically, you can't really right or wrong.
Exactly. Not you can't.
Some wrongs you can't.
You can't
right.
You just can't right.
Right.
Wow.
But you can't get that second, because these kids these days, they just trigger happy. I feel
yeah, they are.
The first response is to go get a gun.
Yeah.
Right. But then they don't even stop and think of the consequences. So what would you tell those individuals?
With those individuals, I catch them when they get to Rice Street. And like real talk. Like
it's too late at Rice Street though.
It's never too late, because I just did 10 years in prison.
Yeah.
So that was a blessing for me to go to prison, even for them. You know, because they could have been on the other side of that trigger. But when they get on Rice Street and get down the road, they don't know that them boys got some swords, and they hit you all in the face and in the head for less.
Yeah.
And that's when they want to talk and want to call and want to reach out. But it ain't be too
So
late. But
you accept collect calls from them?
Oh no, I go into jail.
You go in there and
Yes, I go into jail.
Okay.
I ain't accepting no collect call. You want to call me before you did it.
Yeah. But do you think, at what age do you think you should start talking to kids about conflict resolution?
I started at 5th grade. I got a mentor program right now, Usher Collier. Well, I got 15 4th and 5th grade boys that I mentor about conflict resolution and core values, even though it's repetitive and they are all over the place. But I'm going to keep coaching, because I know it's going to sink in. We got to start now. Like Little League football, you got to keep lining them up and keep jumping outside, but you got to keep coaching.
Right. You got to keep on.
So do you just mentor boys?
I just mentor boys and my granddaughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know it's some girls.
Yeah, they do. It is.
Yeah, we do.
It is.
We do.
Yeah, it's
Everybody asks me that.
Really?
But I'm only one man.
That's what I told them.
Yeah.
Everybody asks me that. And like I told the ladies, y'all get started, and I'm going to come in and help out. And I share my story, and I wrap my arms around them. But it's hard for me being a man trying to tell a young lady to be something that I've never been.
Right. That's
You know?
understood. I like that.
So with my granddaughter, I know what I want a lady to look like.
Right.
So it's different when I admonish her and check her and tell her things.
So with that, with saying that, how important is it? Because I know a lot of men who, let me just rephrase this. What would you say to men that have decided to leave their families?
Right.
You know, you have a lot of single. Well, I'm saying you have a lot of absent fathers, and a lot of times these kids are acting out. It's just a lot of different reasons. But we all come from have some type of a trauma, especially when it comes to our parents, whether it's daddy, issues or mommy issues or whatnot. How important is it, being that you're a man, for a man to be in that child's life, or even when it comes to step parents? Because we have some men who got an issue with stepfathers. So it's detrimental. They need a man in their life, no matter what the DNA look like.
they need that male, masculine figure in their life. And that's my personal belief. And I know the relief that I bring to the young men that I mentor that don't have fathers in their life or positive role models. And they cling to me so quickly because that's what they've been missing. And that's why I get the results and the response in such a positive way, so quick.
But for accountability, you hold yourself accountable. But when your friends, like if you have friends, I don't know if you associate with men that don't take care of their kids or participate in their kids' life, but how do you approach those individuals that you know are not doing the right thing? Because a lot of times people turn a blind eye to their friends and family that are doing the same thing that they want to fix in everybody else.
Well, it's just like when I was selling drugs, the cats that don't sell drugs weren't coming around me. If they did, they wasn't staying too long. Right. So if you're not taking care of your son and you come around me and you see me taking care of everybody else's children as well as my own, you ain't gonna be around long because your baby mama or your cousin gonna call you out. Yeah. And my conversation to you is my lifestyle and my consistency in the community and with my own kids and my grandkids. So you ain't gonna be around me long. I don't want to talk about nothing other than building up the community.
Yeah, right. So if they talk about something else, you just like, nah, get from around me. They don't even come to you with it because your energy just say, you know what, I don't need.
My energy don't even allow.
This piece right here, you can't even penetrate with your foolishness.
You saw how you did that beeline we were talking about.
Creekside going to the championship. I don't even know what Creekside is. Where is Creekside? Where is Swamp?
It's in the swamp.
It's in Fairburn.
I don't even know.
It's in Fairburn.
85 South.
They'll be in the
85 South.
They'll be in the bench stadium on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Who they playing?
Who they playing? Coffee County.
What is Coffee County?
The country.
Another country.
Is this a 3A? 5A? What? I mean, do y'all have divisions like that here?
You just learned it.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's what I know. We was a 5A. And then just learned that. 3A. Girl, no.
Okay.
Wait, but let me ask you a question. So, I don't know if y'all asked this. I was paying attention. Shit. Don't do that. So, man, no. Listen. What was your transition like when you got out of prison? Was it a hard?
Scary as hell. Even with the family support that I had, it was still scary. I was dumbfounded to a lot of things, self-checkout, checking my kids out of school. I know it was fun, ain't it? Yeah. But like going 10 years and not knowing how to work a mouse, it's embarrassing. Mm-hmm. But no, for me it was. As a 36-year-old man that don't know how to check your kids out of school, don't know how to do self-checkout. And for me, I was determined to get it, and I was determined to ask for help. Mm-hmm. And I would get that same response when I asked somebody for help. Even trying to get on the train one time, I was at the transition center. I didn't know how to work the little kiosk to get inside the train station. Mm-hmm. But it'd be things like that that make a brother fall back and just continue to be dumb. Mm-hmm. But that's why I came up with one more question, because I had so many questions for so many fast-paced citizens that didn't have the patience or the concern to help a brother out. Mm-hmm. So that's why my program, my mission, my ministry is based on answering those questions that people feel that are dumb.
So what type of advice would you give to a person that's just coming home?
Get some therapy for one, and find you a peer group, a family member, somebody that's gonna support your fears. Because we as men are egotistical. We don't want nobody to know that we don't know, but you're gonna stay in that position as long as you're afraid to ask that question.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, so.
You said Stephanie does transitions.
So I'm actually on the board of a program called the Reentry Connection, and this program is a program geared towards women who are transitioning from jail. And so basically what we do is we help them get their kids back, just help them get reacclimated into their day-to-day life. We work at different, well, I ain't gonna say different because it's not that many, but like the halfway house that the women are at, doing different drives and different things for them. But I know it's difficult. I know it is, especially even with being a father and then being a mother too, someone that may have lost their kids. And I get it, because not having a relationship with them after being gone for so many years, you started from like ground zero.
Yeah.
So we commend you with everything and all your success that you've done. So now we gotta get into this book. So tell us about the book.
Well, let me tell you this real quick. About my third year out, me and my baby boy was riding. I had just started my nonprofit, getting recognized. I asked him, was he proud of me? I said, what was you expecting from me? So are you proud of me? He said, yeah, I'm proud of you, but I wasn't expecting nothing because I didn't know you. He was a month old when I left. Oh. And that shit hit me hard.
Yeah.
But he really didn't have no expectation because he didn't know me other than visitation.
Yeah.
Wow. so it's big for us to get the therapy and the rehab and the counseling and the parenting classes coming back home as parents.
Because he probably had an opinion about you because of your
reputation,
past, who you were. Oh, you such and such son.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So then to him, they made it seem like you was the man. Then when you come home, you're totally different from what they had explained to him who you were.
Exactly.
So that was a transitional period for him as well. So do you get the kids? Like, do you do family therapy or just focus on?
I can do family therapy, but the main thing with therapy is I just open up and share my shortcomings, my pains, my stumbling blocks, my hurdles, and how I overcame them. And from there, everybody get the conversation started and being more comfortable about their insecurities and things that are going on in their life.
Do people use your past? Like, I don't want to receive the message from you because you are the messenger and they know your past. So it's hard for them to receive the message from you. Have you ever experienced that?
Everybody never told me that.
So I guess it's different, but I guess it's probably different
because that is very common. Yeah. That's actually very common because a lot of times, like if you see when people, like I said again, start elevating and doing stuff, even when they start maybe making more money, and people from their past, or even if you have an opportunity that you're trying to help them with, make them, give them more money or whatnot. It may not be much like a mentor program, but just say, I know what stuff that I've experienced, and people that has, I know they have experience, and it's like people that you want to help come up, they remember who you used to be, and so that's their only thought of you. They don't see who you are now or what you have grown into. And so they don't trust you until they see that change that you're making. When you start making all that money, now they want to get on. But you gave them that opportunity, or you told them about the opportunity before. Or I just lost my train of thought. But
or other people. I mean, just anytime they see other people supporting your movement, okay, let me see what's going on. Right?
Yeah.
But it's still, I'm trying to help you. I've been trying to help you, but they don't want to receive it. But you didn't experience that because you were popular before going to prison. You played football, superstar on the football team. So then they just transcended. So people automatically just followed you. So from the football field to the street to the giving back to the community.
Now I want to ask this question: you made a name for yourself while you was in prison? I mean, in jail too.
Well, prison is small. They knew how I was before I got there.
I was gonna say, what car you went to?
So like I said,
what car you went to?
But it was like I'm in prison. I'm hitting all the BMF stories. So I already knew about that before I even came home.
Right.
And same thing, they knew about me before I got there.
Right.
So it's crazy. Like they was waiting on me.
Right.
So did your transformation happen when the first day you got to prison though? Or did your transformation happen during the prison sentence? Like, cause were you still like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or was you still in the streets?
I was still in the streets when I went to prison. I was in the streets in prison. And my transformation happened over a period of time with me serving my time and realizing if I can't stop selling drugs in here, damn sure ain't gonna stop when I get out.
Right.
So I had to make a decision on the inside to suffer and make it the right way.
So how was that though? Like, cause you went in there like this. So was it like one day I'm gonna change? And
no, it was a process.
It was a process. So you just start scaling back on certain things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Being convicted.
Yeah. Okay. So you did find like a source like a higher source while you were in there?
Oh, absolutely.
And then you called on. So then you started. So then that was part of your change.
Yes, absolutely.
So that you have like a scripture or a book you read.
I read the Bible twice, front and back.
Okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
what's your favorite scripture in the Bible?
Wait. You read the Bible, but were you able to
Comprehend.
I said I read it twice.
Because
So
the
the
first
first
time I just read it.
Yeah.
The second time is for the death
got it.
And after that, then I started dissecting, then I
Yeah.
started digesting it, then I started implementing it.
Okay.
So I got a question. Did you start from beginning to the end? I mean, I've
Yes.
always because it's like it's one thing I say. I've never read the Bible from the front to the all the way through, and I was talking about that one day as far as a challenge, and I'm just like, now somebody's like, but no, don't read it from the front to the back. Do it this, and I was just like, I'm like, I don't know, but I'm not going to tell no lie. I started off. And he beget. I was like, okay, I can't.
You started from the New Testament,
baby.
The New Testament.
I was like, this is
New
straight
Testament.
foreign language at this point. But the thing about it is, once you start getting into the meat, you understood some stuff. But that part there,
You was
yo,
long.
But then see,
So
the difference was the mindset. I was fighting for my life.
right.
My life was in the hands of this lawyer, this DA, and the ballistics and these witnesses. And I'm reading this Bible and they're getting these scriptures from my family, and I'm really feeling the verses as they come to me from what I'm going through personally.
Right.
And fasting and crying out and knowing that I don't have nothing else to call on.
Yeah.
And that's the hard. Well, that is a life changing. It's
Yeah.
like when
It is
you
very
when you
common, yeah.
on rock bottom, that you feel like it's your rock bottom, and you don't have nowhere but to look up. Cause I mean, that's what made me change my life. And I always tell y'all that.
Yeah.
Cause I thought money could get you out of anything. So I'm like, you do what you want to do, money gonna get you out. But then you sit somewhere without a bail. What money gonna do now? Shit, nothing at all.
Find out.
Money ain't gonna do nothing for you at that point
Yeah.
because your life is somebody else's hands.
Yeah.
So you really have to trust God in those moments. That's why people's like, oh, well, you can't really know God if you don't live a certain way. And I'm just like, God speaks to everybody, like regardless. You just gotta be willing to listen.
People forget that he was talking to the prostitutes and the sinners. People, a lot of these newfound Christians that look down on you forget about that part of the story when you talk about Jesus Christ. And so because they forget about that, that's why they look at you like you know, like but you know,
yeah.
but that's when he come to you.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, my thing for any Christian or whoever believer, show me your works. I got baptized in prison.
Yeah.
You know, so show me your works.
That's right.
And that's what I do. I show them my works.
One thing we learned today from Dr. Barber is actions. Be a person of action, not words. Your words can sound good, but he real big on actions. This is what I'm getting. Is that what y'all getting?
Oh, absolutely.
Because he like walk the walk. You can say what you want to say, but it's also important to walk the walk as well.
Absolutely.
You want to change something, be the change.
You gotta start.
You want to do something, do it.
It has to start.
Bottom line.
That's right. Don't talk about it. Just do it. So 2024, we're gonna go into it with a mentality of
Don't talk about it.
just do it.
For real.
That's what you would say.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, I'll just make sure we summed it up correctly. So would you change, because we talking about can you right your wrong? So would you change anything that has happened in your life in the past? If you can change anything in your past, would you change it? And if you would change it, why?
I can't point out one thing I would want to do different.
Butterfly.
Anything that'll keep me from being right here in this seat, right here in these shoes, in all these schools, and all these news platforms, on that billboard in front of pretrial in an orange jumpsuit, speaking on ex-offenders getting their voter registration rights back. I won't change nothing to have this voice that I have or this impact. I give away all the possession to have this position.
So you needed to have those. You needed to go through those things.
That fight.
So you can still be able to stand in front of the people to talk about what you want to talk about.
Yes, ma'am.
And what you've been convicted to speak about. Because
But
that's
that
your
leads to
anointing.
another question too, because it's like, do you think that you would be here had you not gone through what you went through?
Nah, I wouldn't be. I'll be stealing light and selling bricks, fighting dogs, buying F1.
And then you have it.
Yeah, white or black?
Both.
Both back in the day, we old school, so you
I
know,
get
really.
a case of
White for sure, white or black.
Black Air Force boys, we gonna get some work. We're gonna put a little work in with these black ones. Okay, that's all.
We'll buy the case. We got the case of black, case of the white. Follow to the code of dollar, buddy.
So do with this responsibility, do you feel your words are impactful? Like, and do you feel responsible for the people that you do mentor, talk to in the prisons? Do you feel responsible for those individuals?
My example is the accountability, and I've been saving lives since I went behind the walls. And with my posts, with my speeches, with my testimony, I get so many inboxes and phone calls of how I talked them off the ledge and didn't even know it.
Oh, okay.
So for me, I take it seriously like a pastor, a bishop, an imam that's in charge of the people in the congregation. I have a different congregation. I have a different pulpit inside in the streets, out in the prisons, in these schools. That my stature, my stance, and my accountability, my presence speaks louder than any letter or any failed promise.
Do you walk in the room
Yes,
with
ma'am.
purpose?
Absolutely.
All in the rooms God anointed you to go into.
That's
So
it.
we grateful that He anointed you to come into.
Well, I was skeptical when they told me it was a podcast with all women. It's like, wait, because she asked me, she said, do you mentor girls? I'm like, no. Then she gave me a little spiel on what y'all doing, why. I'm like, okay, cool, I feel that, but you know, I'm stubborn. I know what God told me.
He want to do it for the
You're a
boys.
fisherman of men. And so I didn't want to come over and y'all hit me across the head. You know, like
But it's important for both.
it absolutely.
It's important for us to have strong boys because strong boys go force strong girls to become strong women.
I think it's the other way around.
You think strong women?
Everything we do is for the women.
Everything? So y'all being strong for us or strong for each other?
We want to impress y'all.
Are we the prize?
So y'all set the standard.
We set the well,
Y'all say skinny
Okay.
jeans ain't in style no more, we gonna take them off.
okay, but guess what? You building up these boys,
Absolutely.
right, to be stand-up community. But the young girls want to be strippers and twerk on the internet. So what is that dynamic gonna look like? Like these strong men gotta choose from
With strong strippers.
strong strippers. And ain't nothing wrong with being a stripper because if that's your job of choice, then okay,
Yeah,
go ahead,
but,
do your thing.
and-
Baby, is your right.
Great question. So,
Somebody got to do it.
so y'all asked me earlier, what do I say to the fathers that are not being active?
Right.
What do y'all say to the ladies
We
that,
say,
that are not being active?
Oh, there's a lot more
Yeah, we
that
say-
people
Okay,
don't
cool.
talk about.
yeah.
People don't talk about the apps and moments.
We,
We come on now. We talk
but
about
we
apps
hold
and
people
days.
accountable. We hold people accountable.
We
But
As a
he's
whole, the
saying like
community.
what? So when you talk to a young lady these days, they feel like you coming from a place of judgment or you just mad it ain't you no more,
yeah, that's
right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, baby, I'm
Been
45.
there.
I still got a bit. Like, listen, I'm not your competition though.
Right.
I'm telling you, wearing your clothes half naked, that ain't gonna get you the attention that you really want, right? But to you hearing I'm hating.
Yeah.
So I can't have a conversation with you because you're not ready to receive that. But if you building these men to be strong, then how's that gonna work out? Pick you. You it.
Really, it depends on the approach. Because what people, I can see with a lot of adults, with me, you know, being someone that worked in communicable diseases and worked in sexual health for a very long time, right? And I dealt with a whole lot of teenagers. I dealt with a whole lot of young adults that came in for STD screenings and whatnot, right? And you have to build those rapports and you have to kind of get on their level and be able to talk to them on their level so that they can understand you. Because when you come into them and you talking to them as a parent, you know what I'm saying? Because you are, you know what I'm saying, being older and you're having to talk to them as almost like you chastising them, they're not going to receive it.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. It's definitely always the approach.
That's why I said talking at and talking
Right.
to. It's two different things.
Yeah, it
even
definitely
if you
is.
talk-
But go ahead.
Even if you talk with love, if you say I'm coming to you, it's still it's my time. I can do it right. Like
I mean, timing is everything too. But again, still,
so
it's always gonna be about your approach too, though.
And that's how y'all feel about talking to little girls.
Sometimes depends.
So that's why I don't even
everybody
want to step on. I don't even want to have nothing to do with that.
But
If y'all feel like that.
But no. I work with a lot of young adults, young girls. You know, I had a dance.
But I can't go up to a little girl and tell her you too young to be wearing lashes. Why you got your belly button showing? You in 9th grade. I can go to the little boy, pull your pants up.
Right. Yeah.
Come on, you just want to
But if you say that to a little girl, she probably gonna.
A lot of these little boys need to know they need deodorant.
we got care pack. We got hygiene packs for them as well.
We gonna
boys
and we're gonna
and girls though they receive
they have to
different.
drive.
Boys and girls receive differently, just like men and women receive differently. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say this: the approach is that definitely have to be different.
Okay.
For example, you know, my daughter, she 23. So with her, it was always I started when she was little though. You know what I'm saying? As far as like how you dress, so. She had always been kind of more conservative for an extremely long time. And then if I see her and she's wearing something, I might think that it may look really great on her. She's 23.
Right.
But my whole thing to her was I was going to be, what's the message? Put a jacket on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that don't need to, if you're going to wear that, well, you need to add this to your wardrobe. I won't come at her, like you just said. I won't come at her saying, hey, oh, you look like trash in it, or don't do that because no. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's a lot of grown women that do that. It's about the approach. Yeah. It's about understanding, first of all, who you talking to. Do you have a rapport with that person? What type of rapport do you have with that person? You see what I'm saying? So you may not be able to come at that young lady at that time with that message. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to get to know them. But you see what I'm saying? And actually have them to trust you first. But once you can do that,
I feel like some of the mothers though are sexualizing their kids at such an early age because they want to live their life.
That's true.
In their daughters' lives. So what they couldn't do, now they able to do it for their daughter. Now these girls are over sexualized in the 9th grade.
Yeah.
Right. So what age group do you think
I think it's younger than that. When you start letting your kids get
at 9th grade,
young girls get nailed.
9th grade is too late. Fifth graders get nailed.
Why you getting nailed?
5th graders get nailed.
So that's why I can't go in there and talk to them.
Why
stay in my life?
But even with the boys, back to the boys, but I understand where you're coming from. But I think we had this argument already. Where, like you said, guys, the boys, they do it for the women, for the ladies, right?
That's what you said.
And I don't care what no woman say. When they coming out talking about I'm a bad bitch, and they got all this on, and then they say I'm doing it for myself. I ain't doing it for nobody else. Yes, you are. You're doing it for me, and you want to be chosen. You want to have that attention on you. So at the same token, to me, I feel that if some men started to change their standards as well, then the women gonna fall in line, because if you're not, that's not what you want anymore. Because it's like you will see them lusting over the stripper, lusting over the bad bitch, but then make you confused though, because that's not what they want at home.
They don't want their wife to be there.
Exactly.
They don't want their wife to be there. They want their wife to be wholesome, not
exactly.
Exactly.
And so it's like,
make your mind up, sir.
You get what I'm saying? And so
Absolutely.
It's like, if they start to change that, and hey,
that's why.
So we all got work to do.
Yeah, for real. But if you see, if for real, I'm just thinking, like, if you actually have men to just get together, and not to say it out of being mean, but just even seeing like some women, you too beautiful to do that. You know,
but sometimes that comes off as annoying.
What you mean?
Why is it annoying?
What you mean?
Some women
because somebody tell you the truth. That's the problem, though. But see, that's the problem. But that goes with changing the standard. It's gonna be uncomfortable, and that's what it is. That's what it is. It's not that it's annoying. It's uncomfortable because you don't want to hear what the truth is. You out here looking crazy.
But
and that's somebody telling you.
Dr. Barber probably said he deal with kids because that ground is more fertile than the adults. Because some of these adults are stuck in their ways. So if I get my homeboy, they talk a certain way, I'm just gonna leave.
But that mindset didn't just come all of a sudden.
I agree.
It started when they was younger.
Like the
because of stuff that they
conversations
saw.
got to be had.
Absolutely. But
And that's why we had these hard conversations, so y'all can open dialogue and try to change y'all lives.
right, get to
Yeah, let's talk about it. Are you ready to talk about it now?
Yeah, I'm ready to talk about
okay.
it.
All right, so we have Behind the Trap, Double P. You want to tell us about this book?
The book is about my life prior to incarceration and my life inside in a couple of years after my release. I'm working on part 2 right now. We're also putting this in the strip. We're going to shop it, do a movie to tie in with my documentary.
Okay.
Well, if you need a crew, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm,
then, so
I'm,
what
I'm
I can
currently
pick this
working
book
on
up?
my acting skills.
Me too.
Okay, so we're in this, yes, because we did an
I ain't gonna be in it though.
a few back. You know, we did an episode
Okay.
where they told me that I would not be a good actress.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you the one I want, man.
Thank you. See,
I
Who told you? I didn't say you wouldn't be a good actress.
I said it.
Roll it back. Roll it back.
Thank you.
I want to
said
see.
Thank you. So
But
she's taking
you said
accountability.
that.
I'll be the correction officer. I'll be the correction.
Did I say you would be a good
Okay.
actress?
y'all stereotype me in the type of roles to play. I said I could do a serious role.
I said no.
As me being a producer, I'm telling you what type of role I can see you doing.
Okay.
Which is
So-
what?
But
Which is
ain't,
what?
but,
You put me
ain't,
in a box.
but he ain't got nothing. He ain't, like, what role would you play here? Because I don't know.
The role
You
that we
wrote
put
the
her in the box of.
You wrote the
She
book.
probably one of the detectives.
She a detective. She look like a
Yeah.
police ass. She look like the police. She look like the police.
Oh, snitch your face.
Damn. Damn.
Oh, snitch your face.
Damn.
I'm done with it. She look like it.
Okay.
Okay,
back to the book.
this is part 1. Part 2 will follow this. But when you wrote this, like, did you use real names?
No, I did, but when I wrote that, it was originally my obituary.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know if I was gonna make it 20 years, so my sons were gonna know my whole life, and they come out of my journals.
Mm.
Yeah, so they gonna have the whole.
Oh, that's different. That's
So-
went all the way back.
So, okay. So this is kind of like a biography.
Yeah.
All right. So while you were writing it, like, it's people that hurt you in this book.
Yeah, and people that I heard as well.
Right, exactly. So when you got ready to publish this, did you tell them sorry? Like, did you let them know what was gonna be in the book? Because we have this.
Well, they know what part they played in my
in
life,
your life,
so
true.
they know the book.
Right, and I understand that, right? But so, like, the healing part for me, then I'm just talking for me. So, like, the healing part for me didn't want to hurt anybody else from like putting my book out like this,
Okay.
right? So, because it was hurtful for me to even write. Like, so when you wrote it, did you cry? Were you angry all over again? Were you scared?
But I was in prison as I was writing this, so yes, I was hurt, crying, and happy, and I wanted to go detail for detail, so my sons would know exactly who I was, and not the reputation that they're gonna get from my people.
Right.
And I didn't have to ask for permission to heal. And my journal was part of my healing, me venting the things I never shared.
Right.
And my book is my story, my testimony.
Right.
And if anybody got anything against it, they need to write their book to counter what I said about my life.
You sound like her.
So, you know, like for me, you know, I sat in that prison for 10 years and did 10 years on parole for trying to save the lives of my partners. Because I was already in a car. I could have said, let's go.
You should.
But I can't go tell nobody, Mom, I left your child.
Right. Right.
And so for me to write my book, this is my freedom, this is my healing, this is my.
So that's the truth. Down the people you were with, did they read the book?
I don't know. It's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon for $10.99.
The link is
For
up.
$20.
$20.
It's dope.
And then that way it is dope. Like, these books are like really. So are you still friends with them?
Yeah, friend. I don't have no enemies.
Right. So did they apologize to you? Did they take care of you while you were in jail?
For a little while, but all that stopped about 3 years in.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is understandable, but you know, when God isolates you, can't nobody get to you.
Right.
I probably was on their mind all the time.
Right.
But God wasn't gonna let them get to that mailbox to get that money order, because He know He had me.
Right.
So I won't have to be giving nobody else no credit, no props, no half fives, none of that when I touched down.
Right. Because you
God
did
kept
all
me.
you did that time.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so you've had all those emotions, and did it heal you somewhat? You said it was your journal that healed you. You felt better. You felt like weights being lifted off of you for just putting it down. So when you published it, you were just ecstatic about
Absolutely.
it.
Because I'm the first to ever do this in my family.
December 31st.
I'm the first to do this in my community. I'm the first to do this. I don't know nobody on the book that's connected to my DNA.
Okay.
So I just broke a generational curse.
So did you reference your family in this book?
Absolutely, they're my life.
Okay. So there was a good light. You shined a good light on your family.
On everybody. Everything was good. Even the bad was good.
Even your dad.
My dad, I couldn't put him in the book. I don't know the guy. I met him 4 times.
So did you write about that? Was your journal about that? Did you say how that affected you in your life?
It affected me to the point that I was obsessed with being a father.
Oh,
and that killed me when I left my kids because I had became my father.
Yeah. Subconsciously.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. So definitely check this out.
Oh my God, here we are.
Amazon.
So you did this with KDB? Or you just printed it through Amazon? You published it?
I did everything. My ghostwriter Nene Capri.
Yeah.
She put
Shout
everything.
out to Nene Capri.
Yeah,
I
Nene.
seen
My partner.
Yeah. My partner Neil.
So listen, y'all need to go get this book. I put the link on my page. It's also on the Lipstick Lives page as well. Please go get that book.
We're gonna talk about it.
It's already in my cart.
We're gonna talk about it.
We have a book club meeting.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, because it ain't gonna be like the Sacred Woman.
Oh, child.
Look how she look.
The what?
Oh yeah, you don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So look, but if you know someone incarcerated or transitioning, this charity program, One More Question, is definitely available for a resource for them for transitioning from being incarcerated to the free world, because things are changing. The internet is everything. AI is now it's AI.
Yeah.
Question. I'm sorry. Have you visited the Legacy Museum?
I have.
How did you feel? Did you
Oh my goodness. I've been there a couple of times. And
how do you know I went to the Legacy Museum? One in Alabama?
She took her girls.
Yeah, I did a trip for some.
It gave me so much strength because when they said in order to become an ancestor, you got to do more than just live and die. You got to work to become an ancestor. I'm an ancestor.
We got to do our work, man. We got to get busy. We definitely got to get busy.
Yeah,
so we was talking about doing another trip for the youth this year. So
for the youth district,
yeah.
Let's do it. Let's get a big bus around.
It was a great experience, but it was sad.
Most definitely.
It was very eye-opening. So, hey, guys, if you all have not visited the Legacy Museum, which is in Montgomery, Alabama, you need to go. It actually is a 2-part. You can get tickets for the Legacy and for the, oh my gosh, what's the name of Justice?
One
of them is outside, one is inside. So put your coats on or whatever. But listen, it's something that you have to see, because if you have not, you are definitely missing out on your history. The Legacy Museum is from slavery to mass incarceration, so it takes you all the way back and brings you all the way forward. Because you already know our people are still enslaved. So
we are being still.
But you got to free your mind first. Everything else will follow. But anyway,
it's time for our closing thoughts.
My closing thought is always just be a great human.
Yeah. That's right.
Swat cheat.
I don't have nothing today.
Man.
On the topic of can you right your wrong?
Would I right any of my wrongs?
Yeah.
No.
So you just on everything. You just happy with everything.
I ain't happy, but some of the experiences cause you learn from your mistakes. Some of your experiences mold you into the person that you are. Had you not done what you did, you would not know what you know.
Okay. But is it possible to right your wrongs? Like I did. So I used to think if I did one bad thing, I got to do 13 good things to try to off balance that one bad thing. So
why do all that when you can just pray?
You could just pray for it. Okay, then listen.
Pray about it.
Pray about it. God forgives you.
God don't say what you do.
I mean, and even if that person, like you just said, God forgives, but you don't, right?
I do.
Right, but but my point is, the prayer is not necessarily to get that person to change their mind. That prayer needs to be for yourself.
Okay.
So you can live with whatever you did.
That's right. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So,
because it's hard to live with what you do sometimes. Because you got to look in the mirror every day and see the person that actually did the shit.
right.
And be like, I really did that.
Now you can pray that person change their mind about how they feel about you. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, you know, as long as you know in your heart what you did and you know how you feel about it and you prayed about it, that's really all that matters. Because if that person can't look past your mistake, that person ain't for you anyway.
Okay. Dr. Barber, what do you think?
I think we all we got.
We know we got.
And it's time to put down the video games at a certain age, and it's time to take accountability and take our rightful positions in the community as well as in our homes first, so we can have a sense of peace in our own community, and so we can enjoy what we live in.
Absolutely. Right. Because we kings and queens. That's what they say, right?
That's what they say.
Good morning, queen.
And yours, Yola?
My closing thoughts, can you right your wrongs? I feel like you can. I think it comes with a lot of therapy and healing and forgiving yourself. Like she said, forgiving yourself is the biggest thing, I think, for growth in general. Like you have to forgive yourself for the mistakes you made while you were in that mindset. So, because you're not thinking the same way that you think now. So give yourself grace always. Always give yourself grace. And if you serve God, the universe, whatever it is you call on, make sure that you do have somebody that you can call on.
All right. Well, listen, thank you guys for tuning in to Lipstick and Lies. Thank you, Dr. Barber.
Thank you, Dr. Barber.
Tonight. And hey, it is what it is. You know how we
go to Amazon. Type in Behind the Trap.
2P.
He got a 2Ps. He got a digital copy.
Or you can just go to Lipstick and Lies on our Facebook page and click the link.
Click the link from there.
For my page. It's there for you.
Either or.
So
whatever y'all want to do.
What we gonna do?
And to volunteer to donate.
Oh, yes.
One more question, inc.org. And I'll get right back with you ASAP.
One more question.org.
I think I have this back.
Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys at the beach in the bank. Because don't nothing move until the money moves. We out of here, y'all.
45-27.
45-27.